let's talk about the closure of Netflix's DVD rental program because Netflix is no longer going to be doing DVD rental program by September 29th of this year, which is in 5 months, because we're going to be doing this one, which is right here, right now. So let's dive right into the video right now. Hey guys, this is Rurouni K95 here. Today, I'm here to be talking about something that has just happened between something that I have never thought of doing one like this before, which I haven't thought of doing one, which I should have done until now. Today, we're going to be talking about is the closure of DVD by mail service from Netflix, because I've heard that Netflix's DVD by mail service is now going to be defunct, and it's no longer going to be having these DVD rentals by mail or via Netflix, because just to considering how Netflix is doing streaming nowadays, we got another one here for another piece of the history in the physical media as well, because if you don't know what Netflix's DVD by mail service is, well, Netflix's DVD by mail service is basically one of those like DVD rentals, like especially if you want to rent some movies on DVD. Like by mail though is like, especially like they put like these DVD discs in like those envelopes, especially from what I understand for this as well, because and from what I heard is that especially you want to rent like either many like a certain movie or TV show or anime or like certain cartoons, like especially like through like these DVD rental services by mail though, which is in courtesy of Netflix. But now, from what I heard, that Netflix has announced that they're going to be stop doing these like DVD by mail rental services, because especially if you wanted to get your hands like on all things physical media, because just to consider how Netflix is more focused on like streaming as well as their subscription accounts as well, because this is how I just got the whole feeling of this, because but then again, because Netflix is more focused on his streaming though, because I just want to realize basically from how I what I heard about, because like how did Netflix is going to close it? Was it because Netflix is doing some streaming nowadays as well? Was it because they use like these subscriptions as well? Excuse me. Especially like you have been wanting. I mean, who would ever be like renting like DVDs like through these mail services? Like, especially if you ever want to rent either like a movie, TV show, documentary, or anime, or like certain cartoons, like you want to rent on like those DVDs through the mail by those DVD rental service from Netflix. Like especially if you want to rent a movie, like especially like these like have these titles, like older titles or like newer titles, especially like these new releases as well. Sorry if I was a little tired though, because for the whole thing about how what just comes to the thing for how what Netflix had, what they got in common, because especially like once after you finish watching a movie that you rented through Netflix's DVD rental by mail service ones as well, you could put them back out, and you turn it back to Netflix's DVD rental service ones as well. And it's basically, if you look online though, it's basically like the DVD rental by mail.com, whatever this was as well. This is how it all has gotten to this as well, because, hold on, because just considering to the fact for how Netflix had a lot to do when they were closing down like those streaming ones as well, because this is how you get to the fact for this as well, because I just wanted to know for the fact about how what Netflix has, what they had in common, because from what I heard is that, I mean, for the question is that, has it ever been considering how, for what Netflix has been basically had to get all things as well? Oh yeah, because especially if you've ever been like, for the whole potential of, especially those Netflix's DVD rental programs as well, because especially these shipments Mondays through Fridays as well, because especially on the rise and the downfall, because I just wanted to come by for this as well, is that Netflix is ending those DVD by mail rentals, which is going to occur on September 29th of this year, because Netflix is more doing a streaming nowadays, because Netflix is gonna, like, I believe this was, especially like where they mail DVDs, like especially if you're renting like movies or like certain TV shows, anime, or like certain cartoons they're doing as well. I mean, that's of how considering for that as well, because that's how I wanted to come by on that. Excuse me. Well, there are many obvious like newer releases, like how what Netflix have rental DVD ones as well, because excuse me. So at this case as well, because for a while though, that especially if you ever had the account on, like, want to rent like a movie from Netflix in there, what's under the title as DVD.com though, which is in conjunction with Netflix, like especially if you have an account or not, then you would have realized that there's a lot of like newer titles, especially because I'm going to show you what it looks like, especially for how Netflix has as well, because of how I wanted to come by on that as well, because especially if you ever want to rent a title of a certain movie, like certain, like, how do they do this? Like, there's also how Netflix's rentals also have some anime there also accordingly as well, because I didn't know that Netflix DVD rentals have some anime there. I don't remember renting something from Netflix's DVD, but I just thought I rented movies, like, for example, like, I think I rented, back in 2013, like, I rented Caddyshack, and I believe Heavy Metal, especially, but I was, how I realized that, you know, Netflix always has rentals like this as well. Because, but then again, they all have like these rentals of how I wanted to come by on this as well, because this is how it's gotten to my case, though, which is so true as well. Well, there are many obvious movies, though, as well, because there's a lot of those as well. Like, there's a whole bunch of them. And there's also music documentaries, like certain music documentaries on Netflix, though. Also, if I'm not mistaken, though, because I mean, because it's not because of the movies, TV show, or any kind are the problem. You just gotta have to deal with renting some movies on there, especially from Netflix DVD rental, as what I could understand. From what I realized, for the whole ecstatic thing as well, because I mean, in terms of how they rent movies, though, yeah, because this is how it's gotten to me, though. Well, there are many obvious ones, there's some genres on there, if you want to go by the title of how you want to expect, if you want to rent a movie via Netflix DVD mail services on there. Of how I wanted to do, for the fact of this, of how I wanted to come by on this. Especially, if you rent some of these unlimited movies to your door, if you pay for, $10 a month, if you ever sign up your account on, these Netflix's DVD rental ones. I mean, who would even rent and realize for that? Because that's my question, though, because of how I wanted to come by for this, is that... So, I'm guessing the reason why Netflix always has, those movies like this, and that's pretty much as well of how I wanted to come by on those movies as well. So, I'm guessing as well. Yeah, because I just wanted to figure out a way as well, because there's a lot of movies. Well, there are many obvious ones as well, because I just thought buying some movies on DVD and Blu-ray is a better way, because... And that's pretty much of how I got into the whole collecting physical media thing as well, because this is how I wanted to realize for this as well. Think about it. I just wanted to realize of how Netflix has as well. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know of how I realized that, how, considering Netflix has, these rental DVD ones, because that's my question, to figure out a way as well. Yeah. I didn't even know... Well, there's some animation on there. Specific, certain cartoons on there as well. But there's also some anime on there. There's hardly any anime you could find on Netflix's DVD rentals or whatever is available. Yeah, I didn't even know that. See, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What they also had as well, because I never knew that. But I don't remember renting some anime from Netflix's DVD rentals. I don't think I have, in my opinion, though, because as from what I understand as well, because I just thought buying them on DVD and Blu-ray is a better way to own, because especially if you want to have them for binge watching as a favorite as well, accordingly as well. And there's also many other in general as well. Yeah, because I just wanted to realize of how I wanted to know for the fact of this as well, because like there's like certain like DVD rentals, especially like most newer titles from Redbox on these rentals. Netflix had more titles, like specifically like older titles. And from what I understand, there are some Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies that I found that are on Netflix, like the Trinity films. And that Bud Spencer movie, they called him Bulldozer, which I guess it's available, which I'm guessing it was part of the DVD rentals by Netflix. But I don't think I have remember renting them, but I think it's better to like own them on DVD, because that's going to have a good proper way to add it into your DVD collection, and especially if you ever been collecting on the Blu-ray or DVD or 4K Ultra as well. I mean, like certain like like movies or under westerns, or like certain world cinema, like certain like Italian cinema movies on there, like specifically like ones that are under live action movies on there as well, of how I wanted to come by for how Netflix's DVD rentals had as well, because I didn't know for the fact of this as well, because and yeah, there's also some horror movies in those Netflix's DVD rentals. Yeah, I didn't know that as well. Well, there are many things. Netflix has removed like these rare movies that are like a rarities, like these like certain out of print movies on DVDs. Though there's some more movies on there as well, because however, this is a lot more different than most on the like most movies in general on there. Yeah, this isn't the first time that I found this, because that's pretty much of how I go to. There's especially horror genres on here. Everything from sci-fi horror to supernatural horror, horror classics, foreign horror, Asian horror, Italian horror movies, foreign film horror movies, B-movie horror films. And there's also some anime ones as well. Like, for every one of those as well. Like, how I wanted to come by as well. Yeah, there's some I can find, or whatever's available on there. Yeah. Because most of the majority, there's also TV horror, horror comedy, as well. Independent horror movies, romantic horror movies, demon horror movies, British horror movies, Japanese anime horror. Well, that just counts under Well, it's the same thing under anime on there, but I don't think Vampire Hunter D was part of the rental DVDs via Netflix though. However, there were most movies in general, like these old movie ones as well. Hey, even Rocky Horror Picture Show was part of the Netflix's DVD by rental on there as well, included as well, because I didn't know that as well. If you want to talk about our movies to rent on renting something from Netflix as well, yeah, this isn't the first time that I wanted to come by for this. Hey, there's some sci-fi and fantasy movies on there. Whether you could find on there as well, included also. And for the most part as well, I still must say for this is how I wanted to realize for the fact of how, considering how Netflix had like these DVD rental ones, because I didn't even know that until now, because how I wanted to come by for this as well. Yeah. Which I could come by to discover this as well. Hey, even Clerks 1 and 2 are on the DVD Netflix rental ones as well. And that Clerks and the animated series, which I don't think I've remember seeing, but I've heard of it, but which I'm guessing that those are every movies that are part of the View Askewniverse that I found are on those DVD Netflix rental ones. But I might as well, I don't remember renting them from Netflix DVD rental service ones, like through the mail, but I just think it's better to buy them on like either DVD or Blu-ray as well, because this is how I wanted to know for this as well, because still, this isn't the first time I have been introduced to how I got into the whole thing for this as well, because I just wanted to know for that particularly of how I wanted to come by on, considering of how as well. Hey, even most anime on there, like specific ones which I have discovered, like whatever ones you could find that are available, I don't remember finding those as well on these rentals as well. Especially those if you're using like the Netflix DVD rental program, as well. Yeah, especially no matter how you could realize as well, because the DVD, like, especially I've considered how Netflix is getting rid of those DVD rental service, like like the ones that are part of those Netflix's DVD rental programs as well, of how they're shipping out those discs as well. Excuse me. Because this is how I wanted to come by for this as well. Of how I wanted to come for this occasionally, though, is that yet another kind of how this has been going to the fact for this as well, of how, because just considering how you ever been like renting something like of how it just takes away of how they're phasing out the DVD rental program for what Netflix had as well. Well, back then, back in the day, well, here's the easiest thing though. Back in the day, like back in 1998, Netflix has their first DVD rental. What they put out was the 1988 movie Beetlejuice, which was the first 1998 DVD release that is part of the Netflix's DVD rental service program also. But now, from what I heard is that this has gotten to my ways of how Netflix is no longer going to be doing like these rental DVD ones by September 29th of this year, which I'm guessing that will occur in like how many more months, I'm guessing? Because that would be May, June. In 5 months. In about 5 months, Netflix are going to be stopped doing like these DVD rental programs, especially as well. Because, however, this is a lot more. However, it's not like Redbox or anything though, because, however, Redbox only does is like renting newer titles on DVD or Blu-ray as well. That's all what Redbox does. But for the Netflix DVD rental one, they have like older titles on there included. Like probably some anime and TV shows also as well as documentaries or like certain music documentaries on there. Or like certain cartoons they have as well, because that's of how Netflix has is how I could come by on this. Especially another piece under physical media history as how what Netflix is no longer going to be having DVD rental program now, because they're going to stop doing like these rental ones as well, because this is pretty much of how I wanted to discover for the fact of how, especially if you ever, although I haven't been using Netflix because I don't have Netflix yet, but because this is how, I don't think I remember renting something from Netflix's DVD rentals, but I just thought buying something on DVD and Blu-ray is a better way to own, especially according to some fit to the physical media collecting, because it's a better way to own it. Because despite that, Netflix even though Netflix is a streaming service though, sometimes Netflix can remove titles off of them, the streaming though. That's pretty much of how I'm giving them my points and example. That's why of how I just wanted to come by for this as well, because especially for how I wanted to come by on this as well. And that's just besides the point in my case though. So that's going to be it for my video for today, where I'm talking about how it's the closure of how Netflix is no longer going to be doing the DVD rental program by September 2023, you guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm going to say for this one. I have never done a video like this before, but I just wanted to do something more different, because I just wanted to talk about how Netflix is getting rid of those DVD rental ones, like those by mail though, especially for those who are renting like unlimited movies via like those Netflix's DVD rental though, because nowadays Netflix is streaming though, especially if you have a subscription account on Netflix. That's why. Hope subscribe for more content, especially if you've ever been new to my channel. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, especially if you're new to my channel, because I'm getting into the DVD and Blu-ray collecting though. And also smack the like button if you enjoy the video. Hit the notifications bell button in the video as well, to the channel as well. And also Let me know your thoughts in the comments by leaving your comments right in the comments section below. And also, be sure to check out my Anime Planet or Analyst account. Feel free to check it out at your leisure, though. And that's all I have what I got for today. So let me know your thoughts about Netflix getting rid of the DVD rental program, because I have a feeling that Netflix is no longer going to be doing DVD rental program by September 29th of this year, which is in 5 months. That's why. What do you think of it as well? So, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hope you all stay safe and stay healthy out there. And that's all what I got for today. This is Rurouni K95 saying thank you for watching my video. I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Hope you have a great day. This is Rurouni K95 signing off. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos. Take care.